everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a pregnancy and life update. I asked you guys for some questions on Instagram related to pregnancy, and I wrote them all down and I plan on answering them all for you. So let's just hop right into it. Today I am filming and uploading on the same day, so this is real time. I am 28 weeks pregnant, so I'm officially in the third trimester. I am 128 pounds, so I've gained 20 pounds so far this pregnancy, and with both of my boys I gained 35 pounds, so I'm sure I will be much larger. Stay tuned. My cravings right now are pickles, Honey Nut Cheerios. I've actually gone through an entire box of Honey Nut Cheerios this week. Ice cream bars, like with the hard chocolate on the outside, and water. I can't get enough water, so that's a good thing. Tomatoes, and anything gummy. So one of the big questions I got from Instagram was how I deal with being pregnant and having Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So basically I have hypothyroidism. It runs in my family. I've been diagnosed now for 6 years. With every one of my pregnancies I've had to go up in my dosage. So I started at 88 micrograms this pregnancy, and I'm all the way up to 125 micrograms. That is the most I've ever gone up. So I actually just had blood work done the other day, and it seems like everything is like looking good so far, but I'm almost to hyperthyroidism, so we're going to keep a close look on that. Also with that blood work I had my glucose tolerance test and I passed that, so I'm happy about that. I was slightly nervous just because I've been so sick this pregnancy, and I wasn't sick with my boys at all. I'm like with the nausea and everything like that. So sometimes I feel like I really need sugar, sometimes I feel like I really need salt, and I was just concerned. So that's a relief that that's done. Also, if you guys do not follow me on Instagram, I'll just say this again here. I'm super sick right now. Our entire house has, like, hopefully not the flu, but we've all been battling like a really bad cold. Carter started with it last week. It's going to be a week ago tomorrow. And then Tanner got it, and now Chris and I are sick. So excuse my tissues and my runny nose, but I really wanted to get this video up today. So also somebody wanted to know about how I cope with the Hashimoto's, because it does make you super tired and everything like that. And honestly, I just get by because I have no other choice, and some days I'm like beyond tired, and I'm just really lucky that I have a lot of help from my husband. And really, I wish I had like more tips and everything, but I really don't. Another big thing that I get asked a lot is about why I'm gluten-free. And the reason is because of my Hashimoto's thyroiditis. I'm not going to go like into details, but if you Google Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism and gluten intolerance, they go hand in hand. And basically gluten just makes your thyroid act up when you already have thyroid issues. So I've also been gluten-free for as long as I've known about my thyroid disease, so like a little over 6 years now. Did we do anything special for trying to conceive? So this was actually the first time that we conceived on our first try with Carter and Tanner. Carter I tried for like a couple of months. I think we got pregnant on the 3rd month. It didn't really do anything special. I just took ovulation tests. And when I was trying to conceive Tanner, I did everything under the sun because I was breastfeeding and I wasn't ovulating because of that. And I wanted our kids super close together, like how they are, the way they are right now. Carter and Tanner are 19 months apart, and Tanner and Ella will be 19 months apart as well. And so with Tanner, I took B complex, which basically is supposed to lengthen your luteal cycle. Again, you can Google that, but a lot of luteal cycles are short when you're breastfeeding, so I did that time. I was breastfeeding this time when I got pregnant as well. And that brings me to your next question about how we conceived a girl. So this was not done on purpose. I'm not saying this is exactly how you get your girl, but there's some theory out there about how, I forget what it's called, but it's like a theory on how to have a girl. But basically you have sex I think 3 days before you're supposed to ovulate, so you have to really know your cycles, and that is how you conceive a girl. And to conceive a boy, you're supposed to do it on the day that you ovulate. I don't know how true that is. It's because girls sperm is supposed to be slower but live longer, and boy sperm is supposed to be faster and go straight to the egg, but they die in a shorter period of time. Again, I'm not saying that is 100% accurate and that is your go-to. We didn't know my cycle when we conceived Ella. It was our first try, luckily. Again, I had never gotten pregnant right away while I was breastfeeding. I did this time, and I used the Ovia fertility app. It's a free app on your phone, and I was tracking my cycles for a few months before we started trying because I wanted to know, and they're just all over the place from breastfeeding. But the way that it happened, I know that we conceived 5 days before I actually ovulated, which told me that with breastfeeding and doing it 5 days before ovulation, my chances of getting pregnant were 5%, but this is the time that it happened, so you never really know. Also, taking prenatal vitamins. I got off of birth control about 6 months before our wedding and started taking prenatal vitamins just because I wanted to be cleared of like any of the birth control chemicals, and I just wanted to have all of my nutrients like ready to conceive. We knew we wanted to have a baby right away. And then Carter was born on our 1-year wedding anniversary, and I've been taking prenatal vitamins ever since. And that's another question, is what prenatals do you take? I take just the regular Target brand prenatal. I did actually, however, just order Pre-Mama gummy vitamins, and they're prenatal vitamins as well, and I will have that linked below. Is this our last baby? Chris is in the room, so I have to. I think this is our last baby, and the reason I think that is just because I feel complete. Our family feels complete. Chris feels the same way, and I feel like my entire life I'm always like, what's next, what's next, what's next, but I just want to enjoy this present time and what's in front of me. However, I feel like if it's God's plan to have another one, maybe we'll have another one, but right now we're saying we're good. My favorite bow shop. So I feel like this question is super hard because a lot of my subscribers and followers have their own bow shops and have been sending me bows, and I love all of them. And I actually have a bunch of bows that are on their way right now to my P.O. box for more subscribers and followers. I will never turn down a bow. I'm so excited to be having a little girl. I'd be excited with a boy too, you know that. I'm just happy for a healthy pregnancy, but I'm super girly and I'm excited to have a little girl. So once I do like Ella's nursery tour and stuff, I'm also going to show you this little bow setup I made for her, and like the closet and stuff. So I'll go over all the shops there. One thing that I will say for sure that a lot of people know about this shop is baby bling bows. So far, I'm obsessed with them. They're not the cheapest. They're like $10 a bow, which Chris thinks is crazy, but I really, really like them. I like the material, and I like that it's nice and soft for the baby's head. And sorry, I'm like out of breath because 1, I'm huge, and 2, I'm really sick, so I can't breathe through my nose very well. What is left to do for Ella? So we still need a car seat. That's a big deal. We still need a stroller. I have no idea which one to get. I'm looking at the Uppa Baby because a lot of you told me that was a good one. So those are like the 2 big things we need to do, and of course finish her nursery. I will insert a little clip here of what her nursery looks like this far. Chris has just finished painting it, and I ordered her a dresser that should be here this week. And so basically we just have to put up all the finishing touches on her room, all the cutesy stuff, and then once her dresser is put together, I'll go ahead and do like all of her laundry and put her stuff away. And I do plan on making like a little nesting video. What are some pregnancy symptoms that no one talks about? I just have like one big one that really bothers me that you don't hear a lot about, and that is lightning crotch. Sometimes it just hurts down there. Like when you're walking and stuff, you just feel like you need to sit down, and it feels like the baby's head is right there, even though clearly it's not until you're like in labor and everything like that. But Yes, lightning crotch is no joke. That's my only like big one that I feel like no one talks about. How often did you get Braxton Hicks and when did they start? So my Braxton Hicks started around 17 weeks this pregnancy, and it freaked me out because I thought it was too soon, but it's completely normal, especially the more kids you have, the sooner you get them. This is my third baby, so. However, I was doing way too much. I kind of like scaled back a little bit after that because they were uncomfortable and did scare me. And I always, like again, like I've been really like increasing my water intake, but now around like 7 or 8 p.m. once I get the boys down for the night and lay down, they start coming pretty frequently, and then I fall asleep. But it's been like every night that it's like that, and they're not like super painful or anything that I'm concerned about. So yeah, that will actually bring me into my latest doctor's appointment, and that was last week at 27 weeks, and it actually switched hospitals. I'm not delivering my baby where I had the boys at. I'm doing a new hospital this time, and that is because, I don't know how to say this in not like a bad way, but I don't really like do drama and things like that, and you know, I'm the first person to say like if people have something bad to say about you, it's none of your business. Like that's our own problem. Unhappy people try to make other people unhappy, and happy people try to make other people happy. So I was gonna say that, but a few of the labor and delivery nurses where I planned on having Ella were not just like saying mean things about me, but actually posting them to social media. And of course I think you should like ignore things like that, but this was really upsetting because this is where I plan to have my baby, and it's not every nurse, it's not the doctors, but the bottom line is it made me uncomfortable to deliver my baby there. And I just want like the most amazing experience because this is going to be one of the best days of my life, and I just feel like it's like a anxious and stressful enough time in your life that I just want everything else to be like good vibes only, and I just felt like this was the best decision for myself and my family. So moving on from that, bullying is not nice. It happens to everybody, and I am so against it. And again, if you're dealing with anything like this, just remember, if something doesn't feel right, then try to change it. This didn't feel right for me. I didn't want to just put my feelings aside, and that's why I changed hospitals. So since this was my first appointment at a new place, they wanted to check my cervix and all of that, and luckily I'm still closed and there's nothing going on. Like I'm not dilating or anything. Again, it's like super early. I don't usually check you that early, but since I was a new patient, they just wanted to make sure everything was okay. So I think like the only big things that are left for this pregnancy is like the GBS test, and I think that's it as far as like that kind of test goes. Am I going to take time off of YouTube once I have Ella? And honestly, I don't plan on it because I want to vlog and show you what life is like, even if it's like the most thrown together vlog. Like I just want you to see how I'm dealing and coping now being a mom of 3, in hopes that it will help another mom out there, and just showing you how that goes. And I personally, I didn't have the best postpartum experience with Carter because I had super bad postpartum anxiety and OCD. I have a video about that. I'll leave it links below here. With Tanner, since he was my second baby, he was the easiest like delivery. It was literally one push and he was out. It was amazing, but once I got home, I had the worst cramping in the world. Like I would just lay in a ball and cry. And they say that with each baby it gets worse, so I am like super nervous about having my third in that way. I plan on like, again, I'll make another video on this, having things as in order as I can before she gets here, like having like a little basket full of nursing supplies and diapers, and a little area for me for like pads and padsticles and like Motrin and heating pads. Like I just want to be prepared since I will be home by myself with 3 babies. how do I cope with my toddlers while being pregnant? Honestly, I just make it work somehow. I try really hard to like do Play-Doh, and we go outside and we just try to do one errand a day and like do things like that. I am getting super tired, like now in the third trimester and everything. But on days when I'm just surviving, we will be in front of the TV more, or they'll just run around out back while I am sitting on the patio and things like that. That's how I make it work. I wish I had like a magic tip or trick to tell you, but since I'm so tired and a little sick still, I am still taking half of a Unisom every night so that I don't throw up the next day. And I try to stop taking it, and I'm so nauseous the following day that I can't even eat. So yeah, I was never sick with my boys like this. So this little girl is making me sick for sure. That is it. Oh wait, one more thing. Someone asked what I use for my stretch marks and things like that. So far, I don't have any stretch marks. However, I feel like if I did, it's a small price to pay to have a healthy baby. But I do religiously use coconut oil on my belly, like from the moment I find out I'm pregnant. And I do use essential oils too. If you follow me on Instagram, I have like on my highlight my essential oil and like belly cream that I made with all my oils, so you can check that out as well. So now, as far as like some life updates, some exciting things that have happened are the nursery. Like I said, we're still working on that, but we finally got our master bathroom redone. A lot of you may have seen it in my last cleaning video, but I'm going to insert a clip here as well. So it was the original bathroom from the 80s, baby blue tiles, like a red heat lamp in the ceiling, mold everywhere, and mold that could not be cleaned. So that like finally like made us redo the bathroom. Now it's absolutely gorgeous. We got ventilation in there instead of the red light, so hopefully that will knock out the mold problem, and I just couldn't be happier with it. They did an amazing job. Also coming up, I am in the middle of planning Carter's 3rd birthday. We are doing 3 Rex theme. It's in 2 weeks, and I'm gonna like try and do like either a vlog that day or like setting up, but you'll definitely see his birthday party. It took everything in me to not make the decor myself, because I usually am that person that is just like on Pinterest, like doing everything myself, staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning the night before. But this time I just know I don't have it in me, so I ordered a lot of the decorations from Amazon, and everything's super cute. Also coming up, we have an amazing vacation planned, just like a little beach town that we go to every summer. We've gone every summer, Chris and I, like growing up, and we have so far been able to take our boys every summer as well since Carter was only a few months old. So that's super exciting. I'm excited for just like some genuine family time and just making memories with the boys. I feel like every age is my favorite, but they're just getting like so much more fun right now, like enjoying the things that I used to enjoy as a kid and things like that. So that's super exciting. And I don't really know if this is exciting or not, but I'm turning 30 on July 10th, and that is going to be a big deal for me. I feel like fine wine, I'll get better with age, but honestly, these forehead wrinkles are really starting to bother me. But otherwise, I'm excited and I'm blessed to be here for another year. And I think that is all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Some pregnancy videos that you can look forward to is I'm going to do the nursery tour with everything that's in there for Ella. And then once I get a little bit further along, I'm going to do my baby must-haves. This is my 3rd pregnancy, so I feel like I know a lot of like what actually works for us, but the reason I want to wait longer is because I want to have the stuff like actually set up for you to see. So we'll probably do that around 35 weeks. I delivered Carter at 41 weeks induction. Tanner came on his own at 38 and 2, but I started to dilate at 34 weeks, which was like a little scary for me. So hopefully she'll come full term and everything like that, but again, probably like around 35-ish weeks we'll start setting up things for her. But then again, I don't know, because the boys will be all over everything. What do you think? What's a good time to set it up? 37 weeks? I do on my Instagram highlights have the baby must-have tags with links there, so you can always check that out. Sorry guys, I'm so sick right now. What else? Oh, definitely gonna do like a what's in my hospital bag. That I'm gonna pack probably in like 2 to 3 weeks, just because to have it and like ward off evil spirits of delivering early. But I will be doing that video soon, and then once I get closer to delivery time, I will just like go through it again and make sure I have everything that I need. And also, whatever videos you want to see, let me know in the comments below, and thank you all so much for watching. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe, and you can follow us on Instagram at t.beaston. A lot of times if I like can't upload or something like that, I put things on my story. I also have like a ton of links to frequently asked questions that you guys ask on my highlights. I put them on my story as well, and of course I try to respond to as many DMs as possible.
I could always be the one you wanna call when it's cold outside. I will always be the one that's right here standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise